thinking to do something else. But today, what I'm thinking to do, big clone with JW2 authentication, and this is a bit big. So what it will take? It will take, and I think today also and tomorrow also it will take. So again, as always, the Node.js could always start with the terminal. So we are going to create a e-commerce backend. See, the front end I'm not going to create. The front end you can create it. Okay, I'm only going to create the backend in Node.js, Express.js, and all those nice technology, and it will be quite big thing. Okay, so mkdir commerce backend. I'll do lcd e-commerce backend, and then as always npm. I think I'm sharing correctly. Yeah, I'm sharing correctly. Okay, and one more thing, let me check. Sometimes people say that hd is not working. Okay, it is there. Okay, so npm init dash y I'm doing. So npm dash y and empty node.js, empty package.json will be created. Then let us install something before opening it. Okay, so npm I express mongoose nodemon .env and JSON web token. We are going to learn the this cool technology of JSON. What is JSON web token and all those things. Okay, express mongoose and nodemon, all those things are there. .env we require for the env file. So I'm installing all those things here. The e-commerce backend. So we are going to create a backend for maybe for um, backend for a complete e-commerce platform. Maybe suppose like Amazon and all. So it would have some backend in which the user can, whenever the user hits some endpoint in the Amazon site, so they get all the products. So that should be there. Plus there are some backends for the admin also. So where do someone adds those products? It is not on the Amazon site. They have their own admin dashboard. We are not going to create the admin dashboard. Admin dashboard I have already created. Okay, there you can see that thing. Okay, so this is just the backend, mainly the backend thing which we are going to create, and then let me run it with VS Code. Okay, so it will be done like that. And in package.json, I will have the start script, node index.js. So no, not nodemon. We are going to use nodemon index.js, and then I have to create this index.js here. Index.js. Now, before even starting, what we are going to do, we are going to build this thing like a real thing. Means MongoDB we can install locally also, but locally if you install, then again we have to do a lot of things to put it on the cloud or all. So MongoDB has a very good cloud service, and that's totally free of cost. That is known as MongoDB Atlas. And I use that a lot. So let us do that and set up a MongoDB cloud. So we are going to store the data in MongoDB. So MongoDB goes very well with Node.js, and it is a part of two popular stack. One is the mean stack, one is the MERN stack. MERN stack stands for MongoDB Express, React, and Node.js, and MongoDB Express, Angular, and Node.js. So these two stacks it is a part of. Okay, so let us do that. MongoDB Atlas. MongoDB Atlas. Yeah, good evening. MongoDB Atlas. Okay, sign in. Again with Google. So let it be done. It is taking much time, more time here. Okay, let me refresh it. Okay, the system has become very slow, so I'm going to switch it. Maybe I will open it with Chrome. Maybe it will open here. Sometimes when you stream this, all these things get slow, but this, okay, it is opening here. Okay, so I have to create a new project because I have a lot of projects actually. So I will go, and here, if you are first time in the MongoDB Atlas, you will see a new project thing. Okay, I have done a lot of things. So new project, I will go here, and here I have to give the project name. So what I will give, e commerce backend, e-commerce backend I will do. Backend database. It is database. I'll do backend DB. Project owner. It is okay. Create. And now actually, this is the latest way to do. A lot of process have changed here. Earlier, those who are seeing the old video, they might have seen that. See, I will do a build a database, and then I will do a free. And earlier, what used to do, used to happen. A lot of things we have to choose in different ways. So see this thing now, and I will choose AWS is okay and Mumbai is okay because I live in India and Mumbai is the closest. So I'll do a create cluster, and as I've chosen the free plan. Okay, so nowadays this thing is coming. This thing was not coming earlier. This thing is coming right now. Okay, this is a quick start, and this is a very good thing. So I'll do admin. Anyway, I'm going to delete it. Create user. So see, the user has been created. My local environment is okay. Add my current IP address. So add my current IP address I have to do. So this thing is very good. Actually, this is happening automatically. Okay, and in the backseat, the cloud, the cluster has been prepared. So cluster preparation actually takes a lot of time. So that's why they had given us that. Okay, in the meantime, you can create the admin, and in the meantime, you can create a local environment. So earlier, what we used to do, we used to do it manually by going to the database access, network access. Now we don't have to do that. I'll do a finish and close, and I'll do a go to database. But my database is still getting created. See this thing, once it is done, it will show me connect and all those things. Okay, so it is still getting created. Your cluster has been created. It will take 1 to 3 minutes. So but wait for that 1 to 3 minutes. We will meanwhile we will go back, and in the I will create a .env file, and that was one of the reason actually we installed this .env. So this is the way. So most of the projects in which you will see that we created in the index only, but it is not a good way. In the production, you should never expose your database keys. Okay, so that is something which we are going to create, and today we are going to create a very secure password also. That is something which we are going to do. Okay, so here I'll create a .env file, and .env file I'm created, and mongo url equal to, okay, so that is there. And one thing, you should always create a git ignore file in the start only, or else most of the time people forget. I also forgot in today's stream earlier, so I have to delete a lot of things. Okay, so here directly put the node modules, and also node modules, and also .env, because I don't want it to be going to GitHub or Heroku or anything else. Okay, so I have put it here like this. So that is a good way to create. And Mongo URL, I will give the URL. Okay, and you don't have to give any codes or something. You can directly give it once it is created. So let me just save it because I want to give it later on. Okay, so hope I will increase the font size. Okay, so that it is so this Mongo env I'll give later on, and I don't have to give any codes or something. Whatever I will get from there, I'll give it. Okay, so then the index I'll do, and const express equal to most of the production level project you use Express. You will not use the pure Node.js. I have a video for pure Node.js also, which will be there in this series. You can go through it. It is a very good video. You can go through it and check. Okay, so this is there, and require Express, and then const app equal to Express. And today we did a very complicated project for socket.io, and as I have told, that you should always do after you complete all these things, and that is a very good project in your portfolio, because we created a complete chat tab today evening, today at 5 p.m. That is one of the most awesome project which I have created, and that is a complete project in which we are also deployed the chat tab, and we can enter any room and all those things, but through socket.io. And it is not like that any Firebase or something. We created through socket.io, which is one of the most used thing in Node.js. Meaning the real things are also done through that, because socket.io is a different kind of a protocol. Through that we have done. Okay, so check that video out. Is there? It is there at today only. We did that chat application with socket.io and Node.js. Even we use the templating thing. Mongoose equal to, and it was quite good looking. Where mongoose. So we have to do this mongoose also. Then const dot env equal to require dot env. Okay, and then dot env dot config and mongoose dot connect. And so we have to connect now, and process dot env this mongo underscore URL. So what is this mongo underscore URL? Whatever is there, mongo underscore URL is that. Okay, and then if it is done, then we'll have a then dot then and db connected to MongoDB. Yeah, it is okay, connected to MongoDB, and we'll have a catch also, and it will have a error. And then let's complete it. Then I will have to give that your Mongo URL also, which we have not yet get. We have app dot use express dot json. See, in server we always work with JSON only, so that's why this line is required. Express.json, we're going to work with JSON. Okay, app dot listen 8. Let's do something different. 8800 server is running on port 8800 is okay. Save it, but we have to give the Mongo URL. So let us give that actually. So where am I? Here is it is. So see, now this is done. So now this has been shown. Now I have to go to connect, and I have to go to connect your application. Then I have to save it. Okay, then I have to do it, and I have to give it like this. Okay, so my password is not been given, so I will give the password anyways. I don't want to show the password, so I will do it of admin. So I will do it of it. Okay, so I've done. Okay, so now I'm not going to show the .env file anymore. So this is done, and server is done, and now we have to do a npm start, because our script is like npm start will start the node1 index.js. So we'll come here and do a npm start. Npm start server started on port. Okay, connected to MongoDB. This is very important. It means the connection was successful. Server started and also connected to the database. Okay, some error would have been there. There would have been some error, and the thing is that we've seen this earlier also. So MongoDB and especially Mongoose, through Mongoose we connect our Express app. So now it is an Express app because we're using Express to MongoDB. Through Mongoose is another third-party tool. Okay, so what it requires us to have a model, and model is nothing but the structure in which the data will be stored in the database. That is very important in MongoDB. So because MongoDB is a NoSQL database, which is not like a regular SQL database, like a table and all those things. No, it is like a JSON. The data will be stored as a JSON. That's what we need to do. What is the way the data will be there? So for that, what we're going to do, we are going to create a models folder here. Okay, models folder we are going to create, and we are going to have uh, something like Amazon or something. They will have users will be logging in and all those things, so users will be there. So we will have a users and users model and a products model. Okay, so first let us create that user.js, and let us have it. So const mongoose equal to require mongoose, and const user schema. So schema we have to create. So user schema equal to new, and backend coding is a lot of like simple coding. It is no fancy UI, or most of the time the backend engineers don't even see them is something like that, because for front end they use postman to replicate the front end. Okay, and we used to have a lot of fight with backend developers, that they always used to tell that it is running in the postman, but why not from the front end? And that is the fight which the backend developer have with the front end guys. I know backend, but I have worked mostly in the front end part. Okay, because I was a front end architect. Username. So it is an object. So username is there, and then type. So again, we have to define what it is there. So username, one of them, one username will be there. Anyways, it is required, because in a site like Amazon, the username, they store the username somewhere, and so that somewhere is here string, and that it is required. So you have to give some of the things which is there. Required is true, comma, unique is true, and then email, that is okay. Password, type is string, required is true, and then profile pic is like type is string, comma, default is this. Okay. So username, email, password, profile pic will be do, and also we are going to have one more thing is see, because maybe this API endpoint will go to the dashboard also. So there will be admins in Amazon site who can go and put the products. Okay, so normal user is there and admin user is there. Okay, so that we are going to have, and so we are going to have is admin is like type is boolean, and default is false. By default it is false. So default, whatever you give the default, it will take. See, if the user doesn't provide a profile picture, default is like this. So this is and these three are required, and this two should be unique. Okay, so that is there, and now we have to export it. So module dot exports equal to mongoose dot model and user and user schema. Whatever we have written here, it will be done user schema. So now I will have a product. So as I told, we'll have a product. So the next thing will be a product, because what does Amazon sell? Amazon sell products only. So product, you're not creating Amazon, actually you're creating an e-commerce thing. So but I'm just telling Amazon, because it can be used in anything, any e-commerce store. So again, the same thing, const product schema, product schema equal to new goose dot schema, like this, and then we'll have a title. So product will have a title, and it will have a type of string, yeah, string is okay, means it should be like this, and required is true, and unique is true. Okay, title is there, then desk will be there, description type is string, maybe required is also true because description is always required. Okay, so yeah, we'll have img type is string, and maybe required is true for an image also, because for a site like Amazon, image is there, and I will have a img small also, maybe for something, means maybe for the thumbnail or something. Img small for the thumbnail and the main image also, so I'm storing both of the images maybe. So type is string, but I don't require it. So what else is required? Okay, okay, that is okay. And something is regarding, anyways, you can make it. Okay, one more thing which we are going to do here, okay, which we have not done here, is the I want a timestamp also when the user is created or whatever is there. So for that, what we need to do here, we have to come here and comma here, timestamps is true. Okay, and here I'll copy this, save it, and come here, timestamps is true. Okay, and now same thing like this, module.export product, and it is product schema, save it, and then we'll this is a product. Okay, so I will have something like the product list. So this is a single product, so we will have a list of product maybe. Okay, so it will contain means like computers are there, so a list of computer products, so those things are there. So let us have that also, and that will be like product list.js, product list.js, and copy all of it. Schema is list schema list is there, and then the schema title is okay, unique is okay, and type, maybe type string required, and maybe category type is computer, category is laptop. Okay, so like this, category is string, and maybe again required is true, but and okay, I will have one more thing, which is a content. Okay, this is important. Type is array. So what is this array content? So content will be something, means the products, there will be id for each product, so I will have that as an array, so that is the content. Okay, so that is there, and if we require something, anyways, we can edit it. It is not the hard and fast rule that we have to do. So now we will start creating our routes. Okay, the routes will be created. So okay, so here we'll have a routes folder. Okay, routes folder will have, inside that we will have the routes. Okay, so here in that I will have a auth route also first. Okay, so auth route, so as we are going to learn JWT authentication also, so which is a very important thing, auth.js I'm going to have in the routes. Now here const router equal to require express and dot router like this, and then const user equal to require models of user. I think I'm okay, yeah, because it is one way up, two way up, and then the models it will create. Okay, so I'm using the router from express. So we are creating the route and all those things in a different place. Sometimes you might be seeing that people create that routes in the index file only, but we are creating in a different. Okay, so after that users I've done. Okay, then this we are going to create a register route. Means when the user logs in, so he or she will register, so that sign up route or register whatever you say, so that is it. Okay, so you have to create a post route. Okay, so router dot post and slash register, and we are going to make async await. This is a different, this is not React router. This is node.js router, so there is nothing like a version, whichever inbuilt with node.js it comes. So this is not React router, this is node.js router. So version doesn't matter here because it is coming inbuilt with express. So whatever express version is there, it will be like that. That's why see I'm taking it from the express. So React router is a different thing. So version 6 and 5 are a different thing. Okay, so this is a node.js. Okay, express, not React. Sync rect comma res. This route thing comes naturally in any express app because anyways you are going to hit some route, so that is from the starting only. So like this rest, and we are going to use async and the router dot post because we are using a post API. So we are going to receive everything in the body. Okay, so everything in the body we are going to receive. So const, let us have the user data first. User data equal to new user, we have to do, and we need to have this model only. Username is rec.body.username. See this username, and then email is this, password is this, profile pic and admin are they not important, so I'm not taking that. So these three are required, so I'm taking only these three. Okay, so that is there. Now try catch, let us have a try catch block. Const user equal to await user data dot save. So this save method is something which is saved in the database, and this come from mongoose. Okay, await user data, whatever the user data is, I'm going to save it, and then after saving it I will send a res dot status, res dot status 201, and it is a JSON. I'll send a JSON user or res dot status is 500. If the error is there, then the 500, and dot JSON and error like this. Save it. So this is how the register route is done, and module dot exports equal to router. Module dot exports is router. Done. Okay, so this I'm exporting. Save it. Now how to use this auth route? Okay, so you come to this index and we have to use this auth route here. So for that, a lot of time people use the router here also. Okay, so it is not like always you have to create like there, but it is good to create it in a different file. Const auth route equal to require routes and auth only is there right now, so that is there. Then you have to use it after this app dot use and slash API. So I'm giving this slash API. So means our address will be localhost 8000 slash API slash auth and then slash register. It will be like this. Okay, and then after that comma auth route. I'm doing auth route, save it. Now see, now as I have told, our address will be that, and now we don't have a front end. So what to do? We don't have a front end, so we are going to check it with Postman. That's the way real backend developers work. They don't wait for the front end to be developed, because front end and backend are developed in parallel always in a big project. So this is what the backend developers uses Postman to replicate the front end. Okay, so maybe I have a lot of these things. Okay, so I do lot of this thing. Maybe I have this thing, so why not use it? Okay, so I have it. Okay, so I have it. Okay, so see, this is how we have to create post route. I have created API auth register, and then when we come to body, it will be not on raw. So create this raw and then select this JSON, and then because we're sending a JSON, see all the coding which we have done is a JSON is there. So JSON is how we are sending. Username, email and password are the things which I am giving. Okay, so let's give that and send it, and I got it 201 created. 201 created I got. It means it is successful. Okay, so let us see whether it is successful or not by going here and browse collection. I'll to do my I kept that. It's okay, my first database. Okay, so this is there. General change. So see, all of these things are done. Admin false profile picture I do not given, but created that and updated that. This is the good fields, which is it is already done because we have given a timestamp and all. And this is very important. This ID, unique ID, was also created. This is all MongoDB have done for us. So now the problem is that see the password is plain 1234, and this is the problem. See, you all of might have heard those stories about the database getting hacked and the password getting exposed. If you save the password like this, any hacker who hacks the database can get access to it and see the password of all the users. So we should not do this like this. So that's why we are going to learn about JWT authentication and crypto.js, and another thing known as crypto.js we are going to learn. So this is very advanced stuff which we are going to learn right now, and because we are not going to store the password like this, and we are going to have some very good algorithms which are already there. It's already as a npm packages, so we are going to use them. So let's do that. Okay, so for that, let me close it and I'll do npmi crypto dash js. So crypto dash js is there, library crypto dash js. So I have done that, and that is done. So now one thing more, I will actually delete it because we are going to do it again. Okay, so delete it. So I think it is deleted. Yeah, it is deleted because we are going to save a hashed password. Okay, that is what we are going to do. So I'm here. So how to use that crypto which you have just used? So how to use that? And actually let me also start it, npm start, and then I will go here and const crypto.js equal to require and crypto.js like this, and now the password will be crypto, means it will be encrypted, not crypto, it will be encrypted. So first time we are going to learn that. So it is not like restart body dot password. It will be like 𝐿_JS sorry .aes okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to encrypt it 𝐿_JS AES is actually a very good encryption technique. AES, it is not an AES dot encrypt, and I'm passing the password. I'm passing a secret key process.env a secret key, and then two string. I have to change it to string. So that is something I'm doing. So what is the secret key? Secret key is anything. Secret key can be anything which you can give, and let us do that. And but I cannot show the env file again. So secret key again, I don't have to give any codes. I have to just give it there, and equal to I have to do. So that I will do off camera. And even if I tell you tell the secret key, it is not a very different. So secret key actually you have to give something like this, secret key like this. Even if I tell it, it is of no use because it is encrypted a lot. MongoDB Firebase has the same working. MongoDB and Firebase don't have the same working. Actually, Firebase is much more easier to use than MongoDB, and Firebase is a different kind of a thing. So Firebase also stores as a JSON, but Firebase is a complete package. So with Firebase, we don't even need Node.js in the between. It is like the front-end code in React can be connected directly to the backend of Firebase. You don't even need Node.js or any other language in the between. But in industry, people don't use Firebase a lot. Firebase is a service from Google, that is okay, but it is not scalable. It is not tested. It's not battle tested, and it is very costly at the higher level. That is the problem. But Firebase is very easy to use. Means you don't even require all this thing. You don't have to create a route like this. Directly use Firebase. Means that is something like most people who are getting into development, they might be thinking, okay, if there is a front end, then can I connect it directly to the back end? A lot of people have that in their mind. Why do I need a language like Node.js or a Java? Why do I need that? So Firebase is for those people. Firebase is for that thinking. Why the hell I need something like Java, Node.js, .NET, C#, .NET? They are very complicated language, all of them. Even the Node.js is not that much easy language, and Firebase has made it very easy. If you go through my Firebase clones, you'll see that how easy it is. But as I've told, it is not used much in the industry, mainly in production projects. At the end of the day, everything is production projects. So I've given the secret key in my .env file. Hope it answered your question. So secret key I have given. Now let us give the password. Okay, so now we can store the password because we are encrypting it. We are not directly storing it like. So I'll go again because I have already deleted this. So I'll see. Now the password is see. Even if we see this thing, we person use this is not the thing which will be used for logging in. This is not the thing which will be used for logging in. Even if someone gets this, they will be able to do nothing because this thing we have to decrypt, and we need to know the secret key also. And even if they know the secret key, there are a lot of other things which comes into play. They'll not be able to decrypt it so easily. Okay, that is there. And anyways, to know the secret key is not that much easy. So that is there. And let me go back here. Let me, where is the refresh button? So here is the refresh. So see, it is stored like this. So now we're done this. So now what we are going to do, we are going to create the login route, and that is when we are also going to see how we have to decrypt the password and all those things. So it is not like that I can directly use that hash thing. Okay, so we are going to create the login now. Okay, so login route, let us create login router dot post login sync direct comma this this try catch there. And first thing is that I have to find the user. So when I'm logging in, I have to find the user. So const user equal to await user dot find one. So find one, user dot find one. Find one is again a method from mongoose. Okay, find one email is rec dot body dot email, because always if someone is logging in, they log in with the email and the password. So email is there, then not of user, if the user is not there, and rest dot status, I'm doing it here, rest dot status and 401 dot json and wrong password or user name. Wrong password or username is there. Okay, not a user. And then const bytes. So now what we are going to do, I'm going to decrypt the password. Okay, so crypto.js dot aes dot decrypt. What is the decrypt? Okay, and then whatever the user, not like this, so user, so I'm finding this user, so I'm finding this user with the email, I'm finding this user from the database actually. Okay, I'm finding this user variable will contain the data from the database. Okay, then I'm doing that user that will contain a password also. What kind of a password? That will contain a encrypted password like this. So password I'm doing. Okay, then again I have to use the, so I'm using decrypt, but I have to use the process dot nb dot secret key. I have to use nothing like that string or something. We have to do string, we have to do only the first time. Okay, do a string, so secret key I'm doing, and then I have to get the original password from it. Okay, orig password equal to whatever is this bytes dot to string and crypto js dot enc dot utf8. So utf8 is encoding, utf8 is encoding. So this is how we get the original password. See, so much complicated thing is there to get the original password. And now I got the original password. I have to decrypt with the secret key, the password which I'm getting from the here, password which I'm getting from the database. I have to decrypt with the user key, then only it is there. So now the original password, so whenever the user is logging in, he or she will enter with her password, her or his password. So the original password should be equal to that. Now original password not equal to rec dot body dot password. If it is not equal to, then what? Rec dot password, then again we are going to pass this rest of 401 json wrong password or username, whatever is there. But so if it is successful, then we can send the complete thing back. But we don't want to send the original password back. So what we are going to do, instead of sending the whole thing, what I'm going to do, const password comma dot other. So see, again I'm using what, I'm using that ES6 format, dot others, and equal to user dot underscore doc. Actually underscore doc only gets the whole of the data. So we are extracting the password and the other from it, password and the rest of the fields from it. Now we will send the rest of the fields in. We are not going to send the password back. Okay, so rest dot status 200 .json others. So that's the way we are not sending the password. So this is for making it more secure, because we don't have, because we have done so much thing for security, this string and all those things. So now I don't want to send the password back. Yeah, that's the spread operator. So now I don't want to send the password back, or else everything is it is not good. If I'm doing so many things like encrypting and decrypting, and now I don't want to send the password back. Is whenever someone logs in, you have to send something back. Status you have to send. So I'm just sending everything else except the password back. So that is done. Now let us try to log in. Okay. So it is like this, and G4. So first let me log in with something wrong. Anyways, it is not there. So what was there? TWD. TWD. So again, I am giving it wrong. So it is actually 1, 2, 3, 4. See, now I'm able to log in and see my password is not been sent. That is the main thing. My password is not been sent. So even if someone hacks something, they are not going to receive back the password. So that is again a security trick which we have done. And now, please explain about APIs. Okay, let me explain about APIs so that we can in detail. Okay, let me do one more thing. Let me give the attendance sheet. Please, all of you, mark your attendance here for the day 4. Please mark your attendance here. And so Anand asks a very good question. So please explain about API. So API means application programming interface. See what happened, whole of the internet mainly runs upon the APIs only. So there are certain API endpoints from Amazon to all the things. As I've told, all the internet works on API endpoint. So API is something which we mainly make through the backend. So this is an API endpoint. So this is an API endpoint for post API. This is the API endpoint for uh, register API. One is for login, one is for register. So APIs are actually, there are 3, 4 kinds of APIs. Okay, to be precise, there are, see, if I go it here, so there are a lot of them they are showing, but it is not that many are there. So most of them which I use is get, post, put, patch, and delete. So put and patch are like same only. So there are 4 operations which are there. One is post. See, when you go to an Amazon site and you log in through that, we just created that thing, just created a complete login to an Amazon site. We created an API endpoint that for that. So we are even stored the password and all those things. So that password, when the first time when you log in, so this register API endpoint will be called, which is a post API endpoint. So this post API endpoint will be called for the attendance it have given. So this post API endpoint will come for the first time. Okay, so the post API endpoint will come, and whenever you do some post API endpoint, so there is a thing in post API. Post, you're passing a body. From the front end, what will happen? There will be a login form, a registration form, and from there, the front end engineer have to create something like that. Whatever the user enters, that will be passed as a username, email, and a password for when they're registering. And right now we have not created the front end, so to test it, we test it through the postman, this post API, like this we have tested. Okay, so that is there. And now login also we have created. So login also have an API, so we have created for login API is also post API. Now we have not created the get API. So suppose the admin want to see all the users who have logged in, who are there in the login. So the admin will have access to that get API and all those things. They can see all the users who are logged in. Okay, so no, we don't need. So both of them are not related. Both of them are not related. MongoDB and Postman are not related. MongoDB, as I have told earlier, so MongoDB is something which the backend engineers uses in the absence of a front end. As I've told, front end and back end development are done at the same time. Okay, So the backend engineers don't rely so that a front end engineer will create the a very good looking login form, then he will click on the, then our front end engineer will make a very good looking registration form, and then he will pass the data from there. No, they will not wait for that. They will just create it, and this is a replication of the front end only. How the request come from the front end, how the request come from the front end, it's a replication of that. So that's why we create APIs. So APIs are the building block of internet. So this is a post API, then there is get API. So when you go to an Amazon site, or when you go to a facebook.com, you get all the posts are there. So those are get from the get API. So there is a get API which will get your list of all the posts, or which will get all the products on Amazon site. Okay, so those are the get API. Those are known as get API. Post API, as it is, so always you enter some data, you are entering some data, and then passing it to the backend. Either it's a email, either it's a login form, registration form, or either in the Facebook, if you, even if you do some post, some, you're writing some post in Facebook and clicking on the post button, it will use a post API only. That is post API. And what is this another API is there which I told? Delete is by default. You know what is delete means. If I'm deleting your I'm going to facebook.com, I created some wrong post, I'll go there, and there is some three buttons are there. I click there and I will click on the delete, then it will be a delete. Okay, and what is the now there are another two APIs. One is put and patch. Both of them are same. Put and patch are update. So see, suppose I did some post on Facebook. I generally do this thing on LinkedIn. Maybe I mentioned something as wrong, so I will edit. I will click on the edit button on LinkedIn, and I will change the time. Maybe time I have given wrong. Then I will do a post. So from the front end, I'm not able to see anything. But the moment I edit some post and click on the update button, actually a put or a patch API will be called. If you open, and whenever you want to see the APIs in a front end, so see, this is all the backend code I am doing. So a backend engineer never opens the your maybe in the testing phase they will do, but they never open the browser. They will always play with Postman and the code. And the front end engineer hardly opens Postman, but front end engineer also sometimes opens Postman, because the backend engineers give them those API in the Postman only. They will say, okay, you hit this endpoint and you will get this thing. Okay, and the fights are always like that only. The Postman sometimes it works, but in the main backend it doesn't work. There are something known as cross origin request errors, CORS. Check for that CORS error that happens when you try to integrate the front end with the back end. Those errors are happening a lot. So those things are there, and that is how means it all works. And a front end engineer have another ways to see also means like you go to any site, which I've done a lot of the time. If you go to any site, okay, maybe not this, you can right click and inspect and see there is a tab known as a network tab. So this tab will always show the API calls which are been made. This will always show the API calls which are been made. So if I so this is how the means all the API calls which are been made, it will shown. So suppose I go to this network tab and I go to LinkedIn. See, so many API calls are been made. So many API calls are been made. Then it is stopped. Cannot even see means so many API calls are been made. Okay. So let me click it. So this is how you can see all the network requests even in the big sites. Although there are a lot of things they are done. Okay. I don't know what is TensorFlow. This is not a cloud doubt sharing thing. TensorFlow and all something related to machine learning, and I am very novice in machine learning. So TensorFlow, I don't know what is TensorFlow. To be precise, heard that term, but even don't have any idea what is TensorFlow. Okay, so that is there, and heard that term, but most probably it is related to machine learning. Just Google about it, but that is no way related to web development. That is for sure, I know, Ananta. So that is not for sure. And as I've always tell, don't go to hundreds of things. If you go to hundreds of things, you will end up learning nothing at the end of the day. Always, even don't learn Node.js in the start. Learn only HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React to get a job. You all are seeing, whoever want to be a Node.js, React.js developer, they're seeing that Node.js is not that much easy. It is very tough. So please don't learn Node.js. If you want to, if you are a good React.js developer, learn Node.js and become a full stack developer. But if you want to be a backend developer, see, you're seeing that okay, front end is not my cup of tea because HTML CSS is very tough for me. HTML CSS, then only you should not become a front end developer, because front end developer needs HTML CSS also. They should be good in creating those HTML CSS also. Then you become a backend developer. Okay, so that is like that. Okay, and with this actually hope I have answered some of the questions and today's stream, and I will actually complete this app tomorrow, because I've told that this is a very big app and we are not going to complete it today. It's a big app and we are going to complete it tomorrow. And this is really a very big application backend application which we are building, and you all can create a front end for it, and then you can take it forward. Front end you can create it. I will create the backend and you get the code and create the front end for it. Okay, thank you all, and I will see you all tomorrow.